This year's finalists are Penola and Border Districts. Penola joined the Kowrie-Naracoorte League in 1988 from the Western Border. They missed out that year, but won both the 89 and 90 flags. On the other hand, Border Districts are one of the oldest clubs in the league. They were the first club to win 3 consecutive flags in 79, 80 and 81, and also played in 8 grand finals in 10 years from 1975 to 1984. But 1991 is their first grand final appearance since then.
Well, here we are at Kowrie-Naracoorte Oval today for the grand final of the Kowrie-Naracoorte football for 1991 season. And my co-commentator Craig Stanbridge, very heavy conditions here today, Craig.
Yeah, I think that's about the least you could say, Max. It's proved pretty difficult throughout the day for all the teams, so I think it'll all go well for an interesting game.
Who do you think these conditions may favour?
I'd probably have to lean towards Penola just a bit. I think they cope with the wet weather a little bit better than Borders, but I still think if Borders get it all going, it could be interesting.
Well, I'm sure we're in for a great game today, so that's it for now. Have a break, back with the sponsors, and won't be long before the first bounce. Well, here we are at the Kowrie-Naracoorte Oval today, the grand final of the Kowrie-Naracoorte Football League between Penola and Border Districts. First bounce down by Southeast umpire Steve Phillips. Very heavy conditions here today. My co-commentator is Craig Stanbridge. Craig, it's going to be very difficult to use all your skills out there today, but it'll certainly take some skill to get kicks and be able to get this game going.
Yeah, that's right, Max. With this weather, it's going to be getting it along the ground quickly into the forward lines and trying to get one big kick to the ball. We don't want to play around with it for too long.
Well, Johnny Mossett there, the coach of Penola, has kicked the ball up to just over the centre wing position. Player in the ball there is number 11 in Tony McTavish, and we can expect that we'll see a fair bit of this player this afternoon. Kicked it out wide of the wing position there. Umpire's indicated it's out of bounds. It'll be a throw-in. Well, it's certainly heavy conditions. We've had some very heavy rain during the week, which has made it very awkward for the Kowrie people to get the ground in top condition. They've worked hard at it, and obviously these conditions of today are what the two teams will have to play under, with Mossop and Luth in ruck there, tapped out the back by Eye. Coming forward there, kicked off the ground by Weatherall. Play coming through there is Williams, handball across to Peter Eye. He's put it on the left foot up towards centre half forward. Under the ball there is the Border Districts player and Andrew Jude. Out wide there, McTavish is the player that's got the ball. The umpire's indicated it's mine, and he'll have a bounce on the half-forward position for Penola.
It's very heavy in that forward pocket area, Max. He's just about, the umpire throws it up, then goes big foot in for the tap. It's a bit scrambly there, and a free kick to the Penola forward. Who have we got there, Max? That looks like
Mike Palm.
Mike Palm, yep. A bit too far out to score, I'd say. It's a bit hard to go short. And he's got Weatherall there. No, we've got David
Eye.
David Eye. Well, that's the way to go, Max, in these conditions. They take control, get it in there and get it in close for a nice shot at goals.
Breeze pretty tricky too, Craig, in that pocket.
Yeah, that's for sure. Blowing straight across there. Kicks it in, looks reasonably good off the boot. Umpire gets across, and I think that's only 1 point. Yes, it is. So that's the first score of the day.
Well, that'll no doubt give Penola a bit of feel of what it's like to score. Andrew Jude, of course, one of the best fullbacks in the league. He's a prolific kicker of the ball, and he's got a bit of breeze behind him. He's down towards the wing position. Coming through there is Phil McIntyre. Good play, kicks it right up in the forward area, but as he's pulled away, the ball goes out of bounds onto the in the forward pocket area, and the fullback Andrew Jude again to kick in from that back pocket position. Well, that's the importance of pressure football, Craig, there, where the player kept running and just pulled McIntyre around a little bit and ended up getting a free kick to Border District. Scott Cunningham, I think it may be that, yeah, it's Scott that's getting the kick there.
He goes, kicks it down to the half forward line. We've got it's a Borders mark, committed himself. He's going to get it out, gets it out down to the centre of the ground. Kyle Atkinson coming into it on Roger Gale. Oh, good handball out. This is a chance for Borders. No, it's Kyle Atkinson's having a go there. Handballs it out. Mossop with the ball. Sockers it off the ground, out in the clear.
Tackle.
It's almost holding the ball there. It's getting in hard. It's going to be a lot of this all day, Max. I think the pack's on the mill. Ball being there, people, guys fighting for it, trying to get it out. It's been that sort of football for all the previous games as well.
Yeah, it certainly has, Craig. We've had 3 games prior to this, of course, which has also chopped the ground up a bit. We've got Luth and Mossop in there. Ball comes out. Borders unable to get it clear, though. Welland tried to get it, couldn't get it there. Eyes in underneath it, but another pack of players. Of course, the earlier games, we had the junior Colts won by Kingston.
Kingston, that's right, Max.
Senior Colts won by Naracoorte. A bit of a surprise there. In the last game, of course, a great game of B-grade football there. Kingston unlucky to lose that, but Naracoorte play well to win it by a goal. So up to forward line now. Here's Jude's the player out for full-back for Border Districts. He's trying to run the ball forward. Couldn't gather it in. Player in there in Williams. Handball Pridham across, but the Penola player's got it across to Peter. He's hooked it across to centre half forward, and in under the ball is Michael Palm again. Quite an experienced player for Penola. He has a lot of injury problems during the season, but certainly loves playing in finals. He could be quite an asset to them today, Craig, with his experience. Yes,
he certainly could. He gets onto that well. That's a beautiful kick into the full forward square, but it's punched through, and I think that's going to be out of bounds. I think something that's happened today, Max, is that all minor premiers have lost the grand final. So I don't know whether that's a good sign or a bad one.
Might be an omen, mightn't it?
Yeah, it could be. Right, that boundary umpire's thrown it in. They've moved it on. Borders are kicking it out of the fence. It's on the ground. Weatherall's in there. And Mossop covering Dickey. They're trying to get it out. As I said before, it's going to be like that. Oh, Weatherall, quick kick into the full forward line. Stephen Skier going up. Andrew Jude is a good fullback, that fella. A beautiful kick from Jude right down to the wing area. Lovely kick. Gives Borders an opportunity. No. Albie McIntyre picks it up. Oh, kicks it in. Good smother by the Borders player. And Shepherd, good work there. Gets it out wide. Here's a chance for Borders. Roger Gale comes in for Penola to back up. He's been a good, steady player for them for many years. And beautiful pass into David I. He settles down now. He's looking for someone up at half forward. That's a good kick in. Looking for was it Nick Williams there, I think, but he wasn't able to get it. And it goes out into the pocket now. Who we got there coming in? Was it 39? We've got Mustard. They're still a bit scrambling, just getting used to these conditions. Penola, some support in there, going out to Stephen Skier. He goes up for it. Oh, Andrew Dew, beautiful punch again. Jeez, he's playing well. Ball hits the ground, sticking to that mud. It's going to be a bit scrappy here. It stacks on the mill. And it's going to be a bit like that, Max, isn't it? Yes, I think the way the conditions are, I think that's how it is going to be too. The player up there that we're probably getting in few looks like Stephen Skier is actually Gibbsy, isn't it? And he just looks like Stephen, about the same build, so we'll sort him out in a minute. Ball out of bounds in that forward pocket position there, and the boundary umpire in Nigel Everard will throw the ball in from that full forward spot for Penola. Well, at the moment they're having all the play up there. It hasn't been down the Borders end at all, but the breeze probably, what's it worth, Craig? Is it worth well, goals? It's hard to tell, isn't it? Not much, I don't think, today. Out of bounds on the full, so there'll be the kick in there to Border Districts. And yes, it's Gibbsy up there. Actually, just looking around the grade, I don't think Stephen Skier's on the ground at the moment. I see he was pretty heavily bandaged there early on his thigh, and they may be saving him up, I think, for later in the game. Andrew Jude, another good kick up to half forward. Fisted away well by Mossop there. Player in eye comes in. Handballs across there quickly, and that's been passed up well to Roger Gibbs. Well, that was a nice chip in. Certainly was. He's got an opportunity now to line up from where he is there. He's in a good position to kick a goal, not too far out, and he's usually a pretty accurate kick, and this guy's played some good football for Penola over the last 3 seasons. He's come into their senior side with a pretty steady player. He's hooked it a little bit. What's the umpire said? All clear, 1 goal. I'll have to be aware of Gibbsy after this. He might have a go at me for calling him scary there, Max. I think he might. If he keeps kicking goals, he probably won't mind what you call him. He won't mind at all, no. Penola on a 1-1. Penola, 1 goal, 1. Border Districts yet to score. Right, we have umpire Stephen Phillips here for the southeast panel, bouncing the ball, knocked out there. I couldn't get the run of it. Coming through there is Brent Weatherall. He's kicked it up towards the half forward and towards that half forward pocket area. Andrew Jude out again. He's playing well in this quarter, defending well. Kicked the ball on his left foot out towards Pridham. He couldn't get it in. Player there in Crick, knocked out there by Luthi. Pridham under the ball again, can't get it up. Peter Eyes in there.
the Penola player in David Gartner, gets it up towards the full forward area. Marshall, the player there coming out for Border Districts. He's handballed it ahead of him. Back it goes in towards the Tony McTavish. Handball across to Scott Cunningham. Teammates down in Adelaide before they came here. Big kick by Scott up towards the wing position there. Good contest on there by the two players in Jackson and the Penola player, but Scott Cunningham's got it again. Handballed across there to Dickey. Dickey's handball there to Jackson. He's got a chance now to do something with it. He's steadied up towards half forward. Nick Williams underneath it, can't mark. Coming through, Richie Oliver's grabbed it, but under bit of pressure. Good handball to Kyle Atkinson. He's hooked it around, and what's he done? First goal for Border Districts on the board. Good play there by Kyle Atkinson. He followed that ball down the ground. An excellent goal there, Craig, and he's a very experienced player, and he'll be one that Borders will be looking for a good game from today.
Mossop got the tap down to Weatherall. He's got it over, I think that's to Miller. But tagged him down there. It looks like it might be a bounce up here. The umpire's having a good look, and yes, he's going to come in and have a bounce up. Take a while to get used to those conditions. Up, we've got Mossop again against Luth. Luth gets it down. It's a good hard ball there. It's the other Weatherall there fighting for it. There's a kick out of the pack by Nobby Podovnik. Oh, some good pressure in there. Some great work. It was a fight for the ball here. But we got there, Peter Eye. Peter Eye gets it across, but Andrew Jude's in there again. Oh, we've got Gibbs free in the full forward area if they can get it out. It's a handball across to Michael Palm, but McTavish has come in. There's some good pressure by the Borders players there, and he kicks it out wide. In comes Phil McIntyre. He's overrun it. Don Dickey picks up the ball. Another skillful Borders player. They get it working. No, they've blown it there. They've got going to have a bounce up by the umpire. There's showing his skills there. Don Dickey was. He's another skillful Borders player that mixes in with Kyle Atkinson very well.
But that ball now coming across towards the centre, off the ground. Good play by Penola. Mike Weatherall, the player, was there, but he's indicated a free kick back here to Kevin Miller, and he'll take a free kick for Penola. Young Jason Marnie, of course, for Border Districts on the wing there, number 14. There was under a fair bit of pressure then. His first season, he's only a 16-year-old, his first season of senior footy, and gee, what great experience will be for him today out here, and he's a very skillful young player. Here we have the player at and David Eye kicking well up the full forward there, but Don Dickey's the player out in front, ahead of Weatherall. He's taken a good chest mark. He looks further down the field, puts it up behind there, over the top of the players there, but there we have Peter Gale, and he's been able to take a good strong mark for Roger Gale, rather, for Penola. Kicked up there, and David Marnie's the player underneath for Borders. Handballed it out. Got it across to McTavish. Tavish got time now to steady, but big kick up towards the wing position. Under the ball there is two or three Penola people. Miller couldn't get it out. Umpires indicated a high tackle on the Borders player, and the Borders player there is Jackson. Handballs across to his teammate in McTavish again. Brings it up towards half forward. Going out there is Richie Oliver and young Marnie. Richie Oliver's umpire's indicated play on. He was going to pay a free, but it's paid on to advantage. Kicked it across towards the half-forward line. Punched out well to Pretlove. Atkinson's put it on left foot and kicked the second goal. Well, what a great goal that was for Borders again. Some good teamwork then, Craig, in a couple of those passages. Yeah. It's good to see the ball off the ground and them starting to find players with a good possession and accurate kicking.
The umpires bounced it down again. Up we have Mossop and Luth again. Big clash there. Mossop holding the Borders player. He's not going too far, that fella. So looks like we're going to have another bounce. He's actually going to throw it up this time. Must be a bit wet out there. Mossop tries to get it out. I think we've got Peter Eye in there again trying to get it out. We get over there. We've got Marshall in there. Brent Weatherall has the ball now, but it's been a Borders free kick. And that's, is that Modra out there? Yes. He's been a steady play for him this year too. Heading towards Mossop. Weatherall takes it. Umpires, yes, he's paid it. That's a great mark. One of his better attributes of his game. He's pretty good all round, Max, but his marking's pretty excellent, isn't it?
Certainly is, and he played well a fortnight ago, and he's starting off well again today. Up towards the end of the centre square there. Player coming through in, is it? Yes, he's kicked it across there to player in Mustard. And he's got a chart. Gartner's got it now. He's put it on the boot, put it up towards the pocket area. Coming out there is the player in Roger Gibbs. And he's able to take a mark in the forward pocket area. Maybe within kicking distance there too. We just mentioned a while ago he had a shot, and Yes, he may be able to make the distance from there. He's probably 40-odd metres out. But ground is heavy, conditions underfoot, and the ball no doubt will be getting a little bit heavy as well.
Kicking on heavy ground there too, Max.
Doesn't look too bad off the boot, but it might just be on the wrong side of the goal post. It is. 1 point up to Roger Gibbs. That takes Penola now to 1 goal 2, trailing Border Districts 2 goals.
Andrew Jude kicks it out. It's another beautiful kick right out from fullback. Up goes Cunningham. He taps it down. We've got the Borders fellas working it out there. Peter Luth in there. And we've got Mike Weatherall coming out there, kicking it into Gibbs again. Oh, he's judged the ball a bit better than Andrew Jude off the ground. It's going into the goals, but I think it might beat them all to the boundary line. Yes, it does. So we'll have a throw in here in the Penola's right forward pocket.
Boundary umpire now throwing it in ruck. We've got Williams and Llewellyn there contesting the ball for Border District. He's taken the ball, kicked it down towards the centre position, but there's Weatherall again under the ball. Fine, mate. He's kicked up to Gibbs, but Gibbs can't get to the ball. Umpire's in. No, he hasn't. He said play on. Knocked off the ground there by the Penola player in Baker. Coming towards the full forward spot, but coming out there is McTavish again. He's playing well in defence there. Gets it across to Modra. Got a chance now to get rid of it, but smothered off the boot. A lot of pressure being applied out there by both sides. Modra's in there again. Handball quickly down around the boundary line, but the boundary umpires indicated out of bounds, about the half-forward flank position for Penola. And McTavish is covering a reasonable amount of ground down there at the moment. Obviously playing that loose man in defence just to try and get his team running there. Roger Modra it is. Kicks up towards the wing position there, out under the ball. As the Penola player couldn't hold the mark though, down on the ground. I think this might be a holding the ball decision. The umpire's indicated if it's underneath your man, tap it out, else it'll be holding the ball. It's exactly what happened. And David Eyes, the player that's received the free kick, just ahead of the centre wing position. And he's looking for a lead up forward. Up it's gone now. Gibbs underneath it there. Fisted away again. Out there. Penola have got it. Handball quickly across to Miller. He's steady, but not quite steady enough. Going across the flank it is. Borders knock it out towards the pocket position. And the player in Gartner getting that ball around the boundary line. Boundary umpire will throw in the left-hand forward pocket for Penola.
Yeah, beautiful tackle there by young Marnie on the Penola fellow there. Mossop and Luth at it again. It'll be going on all day. But Peter Eye has a quick shot at goals. Out of bounds on the full. They need to keep the pressure up on this sort of day. Put the pressure on, make the mistakes. Give the teammates an opportunity to create down the ground. Like Andrew Jude kicking in again. Don Dickey up. Oh, beautiful fly, and he's going to pay it. Yeah, lovely mark. And he plays on straight away. He's coming out down to the wing, looking for Kyle Atkinson. Kyle's working hard. Roger Gale hot on his tail, and the ball goes out of bounds. Umpiring hasn't been too controversial at this stage, Max. It's been quite good.
Yes, it has.
Roger Gale's in there. Kyle Atkinson close in attention. Looking for a holding the ball decision from the umpire, but he's going to have a bounce up.
Our South Australian umpire today is Graham Schutz from the SANFL, and we welcome him down here, but of course we could have put on better conditions, but he'll get used to a little bit of mud and slush as the day goes on. Player there jumped over the top of the ball. Pies indicated yet to be holding the ball. He didn't really knock that ball out from underneath, so predominantly penalised there, and Kyle Atkinson's the player that has got the free kick. He usually does something with the ball. But on the boot now, down towards the half-forward flank. Dickey underneath it. Nick Williams is the player there that's pulled down a good mark, and he's going to be an important player for Boards up forward. A fortnight ago, he couldn't mark the ball and give them much drive up forward. Today, he's taken a good mark there. Kicked off the ground by Crick. Running ahead there is Pretlove, getting the ball out towards the forward pocket, but it's been knocked out of bounds in the left forward pocket for Border Districts with the score. Borders 2 goals, Penola 1 goal 2.
Yeah, I think this would be the start that Borders would be after too. A few early goals here, Max, keeping themselves in the game, keeping in mind what happened in the second semi-final. They'll have to work it all day. So tap down there. Mossop's got the ball, clears it long out to the wing, getting Penola out of the defence, moving into the forward lines. With young Brett Weatherall there, sockers it on. Borders players in support. They should be able to work it out here. We've got young Pridham over there, gets the ball out. We've got Peter Eye there, hands it over to Miller. Miller in trouble, and Stacks on the mill again. Can they get it out? Yes, it's out wide. It's one of the Eye boys there, I think. Taps it on, out to Peter Eye, and I think the umpire is having a good look again. Yep, he's going to blow that up.
He nearly thought he lost the whistle there.
Yeah, I wasn't quite sure what he was going to do, Max.
Yes, it's very hard to handle that ball, and obviously he wants to give him an opportunity, but you really need to get it out that first tap, I think, or grab the ball and bounce it, or pull out a free kick quickly. There we have McTavish, the player now for Border Districts again. Left-footed, of course, and kicks it down towards the wing position. Coming in is Modra there. No one able to gather the ball in. That small kick out there was Cunningham's got it. Quick handball out. Knocked out again there from the pack, but gee, very congested play. Don Dickey's got it, trying to do something with it. Quick handball across. Weatherall's the player for Penola. Good left footer up towards half forward. Player out in front there, unfortunately couldn't grab it in, but he was tackled by the Borders player in the process of going for the mark, and the umpires indicated he was tagged, and therefore a free kick to Peter I. Too far out to score, but no doubt hoping someone will give him a lead in that forward area, because just at the moment Penola would like a nice steadying goal. Not a lot of leads there at the moment, but Gibbs has given him no, but come across there. Player in pretty good cricket is rather. Good knockout there. Ball down the ground again. Smothered. Craig Jones gets it up. Player in there, Cricky taps it out, almost lifts it out there to their captain in Craig Jones. Handballed it forward there. Player in Jackson coming through. He's got a chance here to do something with it. Out in front of Pret Love. He's dropped it. Player coming through there for Penola is the player in Coop. Got across there to Robbie Clayfield. A good pass up to his captain coach in John Mossop.
Right, John looking to get it in there quickly to give Gibbs a chance. He's got Williams up there. Someone's flying from behind. There's a pack.
Yeah.
Now, where did he come from, Max?
Must have come off the interchange bench.
Couldn't see him. That's Cunningham gets it out, and the Borders player, that's over to Marnie. Marnie gets it over to Dickey. And he's ready, he wants to play on. He likes to move it on quickly, this fella, and that's the way Borders like to play their game. There's that man again, Weatherall, gets it in long. He's looking for Gibbs, but he's got a chance here. He's going to turn around. It's a bit hard in those conditions. Goes back to the captain coach. He goes in short, and he's looking for a player there. And I think he's got Baker, yes, Colin Baker, deep in the forward pocket on that heavy ground. Difficult shot from there. And he goes short, he comes in quickly. And I think that might be Gibbs. He moved in very quickly there to get that ball. And I think that's the way that's going to have to be. I think both defences are going to have to be tight right down to the last line there. Max, you
got both Baker and Gibbs, of course, with long sleeves under their jumpers, 36 and 26, and they're not really easy to pick up, Craig.
No, they're not. He comes in, lines this one up. That looks straight. Has he got the distance? And I think that was Andrew Jude. What a valiant effort there to stop the ball, touched it, and saved a goal for Borders. So that's another point to Penola. Borders 2 goals, and Penola move on to 1 goal 3. Lovely kick out by Andrew Jude. Look at that, beautiful. And looking for Big Joel. Joel can't quite take it. Penola puts it into the centre of the play. Borders coming through. Kick it on down, a wobbly kick, but looking for Richie Oliver. Will he make it? And he's on, I think, got David Anderson there, getting it back, repelling that attack. And Mossop probably got the better of the duel with Peter Leith today at the moment, Max.
Yes, certainly has, Craig. I agree with that. Down now towards the over the centre position there. Williams couldn't hold it. He's still in there fighting with the Borders player, but the umpire Steve Phillips has decided that he'll have a I suppose the word's not good to throw up, but that's what he's doing. He's throwing the ball up. So then Peter Luth taps it down the ground. Kicked off the ground by Craig Jones. Across to Crick. Crick's tried to get it across to Jones now, but unable to. Good defensive play there by the Penola player in Gartner. Down on the ground now. Marnie can't get it up. Kicked off the ground again. Very scrambly play. Got it across here to player in Gartner again. He kicks up forward. And Rich, who's the player there? Andrew Jude is the player. The full-back who's had quite a few defensive moves for Border Districts. Good kick again up to the wing. Underneath it there is Jones and Mossop. Off the pack there, Luth got it, tapped it out, but the Penola player in Miller got it. He's tackled quickly. David Ides hooks it up towards centre half forward. Jude under it again, and a good mark by Jude.
Having a great game, Max.
Yes, he's had a great season too, hasn't he, Andrew?
Yes. Very
reliable player, and as you say, good mark, and he'll put it right up to the centre now. Well, not such a good kick. Oh, good mark to Weatherall.
Yeah, Weatherall comes down, looking for Gibbs again. Jude not back on him, but they've been saved there. That's Marnie there. Handballs it across to Modra. Modra's running out from the back lines. Kicks it out to the wing area. McTavish, nice kick. Will he do something with it this time? Puts it in long. And Richie Oliver's got the run. He's judged that well. He's coming in towards the goals. Has he got the pace? He shrugs it. He has the snap. And looking for Craig Pretlove. No, he can't take it. And the Penola defence are working hard there and take it out of bounds. So safety first there. Oh, no. We have a free kick. I think that might have been judged as deliberate, Max.
I think it is for sure.
Yeah. Didn't have many of those paid in the earlier games, but umpires might be hot on that today. Usually a pretty reliable kick, Craig here, on a very difficult angle. It'll have to be one of his best if he's going to thread this through.
Well, he's made a few feet. He's sort of just getting the feet together as he slowly moves across to the centre. A little bit less angle now, Craig.
And I think he's just that's out of bounds on the fall. Hit the point post on the other side. So he'd be a bit disappointed with that. Gives Penola now time to regroup and settle their defence and try and take it out of the Borders forward line. But Roger Gale kicking it in. Kicks it in long. Looking for Mossop. Mossop and Luth having a good tussle there. John's caught with the ball. Penola player gets it out, coming up to the centre. Great fly there by young Marshall, punching the ball, doing the correct thing. Gets it out wide. We've got Marnie there kicking it down, but no, David I intercepts.
The on-ball Penola players are good players, Craig, aren't they? The two I boys, and Palmy, when he has a run, and Mike Weatherall and Kevin Miller. They got some good around the ball players.
That's right, some good experience. Kicked it in, and Richie Oliver's taken a mark about 30, 35 metres out from goal. He'll probably kick from around 40. He's usually a reliable kick, Richie, too. So he's been around a long stalwart, long-time stalwart for Borders. So he'll be giving it his everything today to make sure he can win himself a grand final. Looks like it's off the side of the boot. Kyle Atkinson under the pack. Roger Gale comes over and taps it away. The Penola defence taking it to the line again. He'd want to be careful. He's been pinged once. Oh, he's got a free for a push in the back.
Oh, numbers across.
Young Gartner, that is. Oh, right, David Gartner. Gets a kick up long. Roger Gale there. Jones, Atkinson, and we've got it out of bounds. Boundary umpire about to throw it in. We've got Mossop and Luth. Arms locked there together, fighting hard for it. Down to David I, has a quick kick, and it just comes across the boundary line again.
Right now in front of our commentary position now. And as we pull that, I think... Siren. Yes, the siren's gone, and that ends first quarter of play, with the scores being Border Districts 2 goals, leading Penola 1 goal 3. Right, we'll now go down to the ground to David Bradley, our on-ground reporter, who will give us a report of the two coaches and what they've got their teams to do for this second quarter.
Thanks, Max. Before the game, Charlie McKenna was after his side to be a disciplined, hard unit, to attack the ball, make the ball their object for the entire quarter, to do the simple things all day long and just be at the ball. And I think he continued that message there in the quarter time. He didn't want any short kicks go long. John Mossop, he was after his players to harden up. He thought it was a soft quarter for the start there. He wanted all the players in front and to really get out for this next 10 minutes and make it a great quarter, so we could be in for some fireworks. Back to you, Max.
Now here we are at the start of the second quarter of the grand final at Kowrie-Naracoorte. Border Districts leading 2 goals to Penola 1-3, and the SNFL umpiring Graham Schutz bounces the ball. We still have Mossop and Luth, who have contested the ruck most of the first quarter, in there now. And as David just reported us, Penola boys indicated by the coach it was a pretty soft quarter, so we'll see what happens in this one.